Hello, I'm in front of Good Earth Food Co-op, and today we have the good fortune of having Community Business Connections sponsor a town hall style format in which the three Stearns County sheriffs will be in a panel discussion answering any questions we have. Steve Stoika, Dave Bentrud, and Bob Dickhouse are fortunate enough to join us, and let's go inside and check it out.
So my name is Steve Stoika, and I am obviously one of the three candidates sitting up here running for sheriff here in Stearns County. Just a little background about me and why I feel I'm a viable candidate. I am born and raised in St. Cloud, went to Cathedral, went to St. Cloud State and got my criminal justice degree, mostly because at the time it was the #4 place in the nation to get criminal justice degrees, so why leave town, I guess, and I was able to go home and do my laundry and steal food from my parents. So, after St. Cloud State, I got hired with Benton County Sheriff's Office in 1991 and switched over to Stearns County in 1996. So I've been sheriffing, if you would, since 1991, about 27 years or so. Just had an anniversary at the beginning of April. Done a lot of things within the department as far as experience, patrol officer, field training officer. Did a little time on the gang strike force, the statewide gang strike force, working on gangs in a plainclothes type situation. Was a detective for about 6 years. Under that, we had the medical examiner program, so we investigated all deaths in Stearns County. Got promoted to sergeant after that and ran our water patrol for 3 years. Transferred over to the Central Minnesota Violent Offender Task Force, which is a fancy name for our drug task force here. About the last 6 years, I started out as a team leader for a couple years, and then was the commander for the last remaining years, I guess. And that's 8 agencies, 5 counties, multi-jurisdictional task force. And just recently with the interim sheriff, he believes in rotation. He rotated me back to the road here last November, so I'm back in uniform supervising a day shift. And I'm also the head of our Explorer program. I used to be an Explorer when I was at Cathedral, riding along with the deputies, and I felt it was important to give back, so I've been involved with the Explorer program ever since then. So.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. My name is Dave Bentrud. I'm a police chief in Waite Park. I've been there for 10 years. Prior to that, I spent 16 years with the St. Cloud Police Department. I grew up in Glenwood, out in Polk County, which isn't all that far, and I played a lot of sports back in the day. So back then we were in conference with Melrose, the Sauk Center, or Corey, so I got to know this area pretty well. We used to come over to swim in the quarries when we probably shouldn't have, trespassing, I'm not totally sure. But, so this area, I do this area pretty well, so when it came to getting a police job, it seemed like a natural place for me to go. I went to college at St. Thomas, played football there. I went there to be an accountant, but after a few semesters of that, I was like, I think criminal justice is more up my alley. So I got a degree in criminal justice. I didn't go into police work right away for some family reasons. I spent about 8 years in banking. So I have an appreciation for the customer service that goes along with what you do and as business owners, and I brought that philosophy, that attitude to my career as a police officer. Got a master's degree from St. Cloud State. I finished that in about '96, and I've taught part-time as an adjunct at St. Cloud State for 23 years. So I've had a foot in academia, and I was elected to the board of Minnesota Chiefs of Police Association. I'm currently second vice president of that association. I was appointed by Governor Dayton to the Post Board. I spent 5 years on the Post Board, which is the state licensing entity for peace officers in Minnesota. That was a great experience. And so I've seen law enforcement, obviously locally, as well as from the state level and from academia. And so I really enjoy what I do, and I'm very passionate about what I do.
To start off, my name is Bob Dickhouse, and I'm running for the office of Stearns County Sheriff. A little about myself. I'm born and raised in Melrose, Minnesota. I started there, I was born there, and I've been there ever since. I currently live there with my wife and 3 kids. Actually, 2 of them are grown up and gone to college, but I still have 1 at home. So I spend time pretty well intertwined with the community there. I'm a member of the Lions Club. But more about my law enforcement career, I started in law enforcement about 27 years ago as a police officer in, actually in Freeport, then I moved to Richmond and Cold Spring. After Cold Spring in 1993, I was hired by the Sheriff's Office as a correctional officer, and then in 95, I was promoted to position of patrol officer for the Sheriff's Office. And I've been with the Sheriff's Office ever since. I've worked a variety of positions there, been promoted up through the ranks, patrol officer, patrol sergeant, detective, detective medical or deputy medical examiner, and now currently a lieutenant with the Sheriff's Office. So very exciting position. I love doing what I do. I've worked for 3 different sheriffs. Sheriff Castriba hired me, Sheriff Sanner. I was with him all about 14 years of his career, or his sheriffship, I guess, I'm not sure what you call it. And now with Sheriff Don Goodmanson. And so I've had a wide variety of perspective on how to run a sheriff's office. Like I say, my current position as administrative lieutenant allows me to work very closely with Sheriff Goodmanson and the Chief Deputy John Lenz. We do budgeting, things of that nature, day-to-day operations. So, my time.
And thanks, Katie, for having us,
yeah,
and all of
you're
you.
welcome.
So.